The Philippines, a country known for its bustling cities, immense natural beauty, and
a long, well-established tradition of going overseas for jobs, for experiences, for new opportunities.
Each year, over 1 million Filipinos fan out across the globe, chasing dreams and opportunities in foreign countries.
They go abroad, they bring savings, they bring new skills, new knowledge back.
It's a practice both commonplace and celebrated. Overseas Filipino workers, or OFWs as they are known, are held up as heroes for their personal sacrifice and the resources they send back home. But for many, like Mindanao fish farmer Angelito Castro, there was no other option.
I came from a very poor family, so I need to change. I have to do something to change the economic status of my family.
Angelito joined the legions of OFWs around the world, spending 12 years in 5 different countries working on fish farms and learning the trade, all the while sending money back to loved ones, building up his knowledge of the practice, and saving up to start his own fisheries business when he returned.
And these 5 countries practicing aquaculture in different management practices, different technology, different approaches, and all those technical knowledge, experience, expertise give me so much advantage or edge when I started my own fish farm business.
The money that OFWs send back, known as remittances, are a lifeline for migrants' families and communities, especially during times of turmoil. In 2022 alone, OFWs accounted for approximately $36 billion in remittances. But outbound migration has bigger benefits for countries of origin than just money transfers. The skills, experiences, and professional connections developed abroad allow for critical knowledge transfers.
My edge over my competitor is the technical knowledge that I can impart or I can give to my customers. I think that's the number one advantage. Plus, my experience overseas helps me a lot to have that confidence to start this kind of business. This is my field, this is my expertise, this is my passion.
Despite having gained an edge overseas, being separated from his wife and growing family for extended periods was never easy. He did it so they would have a better life.
It's very, very difficult. I don't want my children to experience what I've been through all those years working overseas. If you're not an OFW, you cannot feel what we've experienced, what we've been through all those years there. It's very, very difficult.
To ease the burden, successive Filipino governments have taken great strides to protect the rights of OFWs while they're overseas, including through bilateral labor agreements that seek to protect the rights and provide better conditions for workers abroad, preparing migrants for work abroad, including programs to develop skills in line with the demands of the global market, engagement with workers overseas, namely government offices that engage with workers abroad, assisting with labor protection, training, and general support in a context where some have faced labor exploitation or gender-based violence. Lowering the cost of remittances. Policies have been put in place that make the cost of sending remittances to the Philippines some of the lowest in the region, enabling greater investment in health and education at home, especially for children who have remained. And support to returning migrants, including programs to support the reintegration of returnees through information sharing, training, and loans for entrepreneurship, among others. This approach can provide lessons that may be relevant to other countries of origin. Because of their sacrifices, OFWs are considered national treasures. Alvin Ong, a professor at Ateneo de Manila University, has studied the OFW's effect on the Filipino economy closely.
The modern hero is because they gave up working here. They gave up their family lives and go to work abroad. And the money they have sent back home, when it's pulled together, it helped pump the economy, protect us from a lot of uncertainties. For example, this pandemic, the savings that they have generated all these years, more or less cushioned us from a more difficult time. That's why the government has called them modern heroes.
With so many Filipinos pursuing opportunities abroad, does the country run the risk of losing its best, brightest, and most hardworking? Brain drain has certainly been an issue for some countries, especially smaller economies. But Alvin says the situation has played out differently in the Philippines.
Before, it was brain drain because it was the doctors, it was the professionals who were leaving. But now, in a sense, there's a steady flow of people being trained to become professionals or even middle skilled workers. We have an educational system that produces almost all kinds of skills but they're not needed here, all of them. So those are generally for people to go out.
Alvin says the government has carefully crafted policies to mitigate the brain drain risk. The potential to work abroad has encouraged many people to pursue higher education and careers that are in demand when they might not have otherwise done so. Many of those who study with the intent to go abroad end up remaining, filling much-needed jobs in the Philippines. And many people that do go abroad for a few years end up returning, bringing their savings and skills with them.
In the street where I grew up, I think half of the people have gone to work abroad, but they're coming back home. They're not permanent migrants.
For many, the potential to work abroad is enticing enough to encourage people to pursue education that they might have otherwise forgone.
Actually po, hindi ko po kasi talaga first choice yung nursing.
Trisha Maleta is a third-year nursing student at the Far Eastern University in Manila. Her passion was to study culinary arts. Then, when COVID-19 hit, she shifted gears.
Since nagkaroon po ng pandemic, dun po ako nagkaroon ng parang urge na mag-nursing po. Since and in demand po kasi yung nursing nurses nung time during those times ng pandemic.
She says it's also because there are far more opportunities for nurses to work and earn abroad that she doesn't see here.
So dito sa Philippines, ang starting po ang alam ko is parang 15 to 20,000 lang po. Which is hindi po ganun ka okay kasi syempre po madami din naman po kaming in the future purposes, madami din naman po kaming kailangan i-fund na, kunyari, family po. Siyempre po yung mga, yung sa amin po personally and sa yung savings po for the future.
While Trisha has her sights firmly set on going abroad, should she decide to remain, she's likely to easily find work in the Philippines, having trained as a nurse, which remains an in-demand occupation domestically.
Ngayon po kasi, na nasa nursing na po ako, na ito na po yung tinake ko na path, parang nakikita ko po yung brighter side niya. Parang, na i-in love na po ako sa nursing. So, parang okay na din po siya for me.
Back in Mindanao, Angelito is busy building his business, using the skills and capital earned abroad.
And it takes time, and it's not free. So, we are on the process of completing all those documents. So hopefully, by God's blessings, it will be approved maybe middle of this year.
As for the future, he's considering more stints abroad, but also hopes to get the farm accredited to become a training facility so that he ultimately can pass on to others what he learned during his years overseas.